impressive. So with the white pieces is Sergei Karjakin, the Minister of Defense, and the black pieces, the young American Samuel Sevian. So first game of a match, and it seems like Karjakin decides to avoid any theoretical discussion with knight f3 and go on g3. So this is sort of a Reti approach. Sort of the Magnus Carlsen style. Kramnik had some games playing like this. Many people play like this. c4 d6, takes on d5, and Sevian took on f3. C takes d5. So now the battle plans are kind of drawn. White has the bishop pair, but black is super solid, and black is arguing that it's going to be really hard for white to break through. But let's see, castles, knight c6, d4. Settling for this sort of exchange Slav structure. Exchange Slav where black has gotten rid of this bishop. Knight c3, e3. And I thought Karjakin's approach here was quite interesting. After knight e8, rook after d1. Some maneuvering here, rook c1, queen d7, and now bishop e1. Just getting the bishop out of the way. The bishop here is a long-term advantage, and he's in no rush to do anything, improve anything. f5. Now see what it does with the other bishop. Bishop to g2, bishop f6, and bishop f1. Okay, it doesn't come yet. Knight a4, threatening knight c5, so b6, b3 by Karjakin. Rook c7, knight b2, rook fc8, knight d3. So maneuvering the knight to this square. And now after knight d8, finally he plays bishop f1. So just keeping the bishop here, eyeing sort of the queen side. Meanwhile, black is very solid, and Sevian was quite happy to chop things off on c1. Play queen c8, king g2. Nothing too dramatic, just improving the position slightly. h3, queen c2. Queen trade? No. a4 first, pushing the queenside pawns, pushing baby. King g7, queen comes back to c2. Now you want to trade? Yes, now he trades. So long-term strategy, hoping to make the bishop pair count. We also have this e5 square, but let's see what Karjakin does. First, he plays knight e5, knight d6, g4, and this is sort of a typical way you can arrange your pawns. Next, he will play f3, control a lot of squares, and depending on circumstances, play for e4 or close it up. You know, it depends. f3. So now he has like a solid fluid structure, and the bishops are still sitting pretty on e1 and f1. Pawn is attacked, so we have to play b4. Knight back to c6. Note that c4 was covered by the knight and the bishop, and b3 is too dangerous, so knight comes back to c6, knight back to d3, covering the pawn on b4. And now Karjakin wants to build up a little bit of a space advantage. b5, knight b4, g5. So you see, we have these dynamic pawns. I mean, in some cases he could play for e4. Here he plays g5, and the idea is to fix the black pawns. You can play h4 maybe h5 at some stage. If we trade a lot of stuff, maybe this becomes an entry point for the king. There are a lot of things going on. f4. Okay, if we take, then bishop takes f4. Black is happy. So Karjakin played e4. Yeah, not sure about this f4 push by black, but let's see. Takes on e4. e5, okay, trying to get a stronghold on the black squares. Makes a lot of sense. Often when you play against the bishop pair, you'd love for white to take here, take with the bishop, and get a stronghold on the black squares. But first, Karjakin plays knight d5, check. King comes to f7, and now he takes. And because of that, the pawn on f4 is actually hanging. So finally, Karjakin gets something. He traded off the bishop pair, but he traded it. Yeah, f4 looks like an error, I agree. But he traded the bishop pair advantage for a pawn. King e3, knight c5, wants to attack the a4 pawn. And white can't really defend it, so he keeps it up. But now his king gets to enter. Bishop c4. And white's pieces are very active. This guy is on the rim. This guy is lacking squares, and we have a pass pawn. And note that this pawn here is controlling two pawns. Controlling majority over there, so white will simply try to push the e-pawn and utilize it. Knight can come to f6, yeah, in some cases. Knight to a5. Bishop all the way back to f1 again. Knight b7. I mean, black can't really do much. So just temporizing. Bishop c8. Knight takes h7. And black simply just can't do anything about this. And king comes to d6. And then we push on baby. h5, yeah. You have to protect the knight, and then g7. Game over. A very, very, very impressive squeeze by Karjakin, on the surface at least. But it's possible f4 was the mistake by black. Let's see if the computer gives us an idea with these quick analysis. So we run the report. Doo-doo. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, let's not do that, man. Okay, let's go just into like the middle game somewhere. Let's see the report. 98.8 for white, and the graph is very solid. One player dominated the entire game. It's probably accurate. Let's go somewhere here in the end game. And white has definitely an edge here. g4, excellent move. f3, good. b4 was best. Now we get it anyway. It's easy when you're big in Japan. King f7, king f2, bishop b6, b5. Push him, baby. King e7, g5. Computer says f4 is excellent. I'm not sure I agree with that. Yeah, one wonders, I mean, there's not necessarily a plan here. But white just tries to improve the position. Let's see, is this king f7? Does white play f4 really? Maybe it does. He must have been afraid of white going f4. But does he want to do that though? It's another thing I'm not entirely sure of, because now we don't really have anything for this bishop. I think our only plan is to maneuver a knight to e5. But then what? Yeah, I'm not sure white wants to go f4 either, so... Yeah, it would have been more interesting to see the game if black just goes, you know, makes a waiting move and make white show us what the plan could be here, but guess we're not going to see that this time around. But such a position is good position to analyze more deeply. I'm nobody really is here. Yeah. We're just looking at the Karjakin against Sevian game. And in this position Sevian played f4. But the computer doesn't like... It doesn't scream like horrible game. Hey, I'm nobody really? Welcome to the stream, my man. So the question is... What would have happened if not f4? Like something like king f7. Because white very quickly won this pawn after f4, e4. Takes, e5. Takes, knight d5, and then takes, and take on f4. And white's plus is seemingly increasing. So one does wonder. Just filling up the song list. Making that guys here, Karjakin seems to be good in the endgames. At least he was fine with playing it here. Okay, so this is like a point for further investigation, which we will not go into here, but this might be the point where the game was potentially lost. But okay. So we have more